Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
Here I'm gonna review certain further features like auto-generated numbers and rename records. I'm sure you're aware of the fact that whenever you save a transaction in NetSuite and a transaction number is automatically generated, right? Or maybe when you're recording a sales order or invoice, an auto-generated number is created by NetSuite. How to control that? Definitely there is a way to control that. Let's see how to do that. You go in Setup Company and here you have auto generated numbers. I'll click on that. And this is essentially where you can control all your auto generated numbers in NetSuite. You have auto generate numbers feature enabled on your entity records. And with entity, I mean customer, vendors, employees. These are called entity records in NetSuite. Whenever you create a new customer, if you want to have a customer ID generated in NetSuite, you can set this over here. You see this is enabled for my customer. Now, whenever I create a customer, automatically a customer ID with the prefix of CUS and a minimum 5 digit would be used. This is how you know you set your prefix. A prefix is anything that is the starting 3 digits or 4 digits, whatever suffix. If there is any suffix that you need at the end of the auto-generated number, you can also set that up and minimum digits 5. When you set minimum digits to 5, your auto-generated number would look something like this. See 1. Because there is a minimum digit requirement of 5 digits. You can set your minimum digits that you want to, be part of that auto-generated number. And here you can also see current number. This is the current number that will be generated if I create a new customer record on this account. You can see all that information on this page right away. Allow override. Allow override means that NetSuite would create an auto-generated number, but allow override option would give the users the ability to change that number manually as well, if they like. If they are not satisfied or they don't really like the auto-generated number, they could change that as well. The only few points is displayed here. Any additional things required, we add more fields here. Not that I'm aware of. These are the standard fields of NetSuite. Because of I could not able to see here invoice number here. Let me come back on that. This is just the entities. Once we cover the entities, the next thing is document numbers for transactions. Here you can set it up for your invoice as well. Here you have your invoice. You can set your invoice prefix, minimum digits. And this is for the document numbers of transactions. And here I also have this flag called allow override. And what you can do is, if you need to give you the ability to the users to change their invoice numbers, as you mentioned your very classic case. In that case, you need to mark this as enabled. And what you can do is you can manually change the document number when you're creating it. Previously, we were looking into the entities, and this is the document numbers. You can set your auto-generated numbers for all the document transactions that you create in NetSuite, whether it's customer deposit, cash sales, invoice, sales order, whatever you can set a prefix for it. You can set a suffix for it, minimum digits, and allow override. Now there is also an option called use subsidiary and use location. If you want to also include a subsidiary prefix in your invoice number, you can also do that. That's an option. You're using that. Perfect. Location we are not using. Subsidiary we are using. Location is only applied to inventory-based transactions like inventory transfer or transfer orders, something like that. But use subsidiary is typically used on all your sales transactions like invoice sales order journal entries. But the idea is to show you where this is controlled from. This is the page where you can control all your auto-generated numbers. Alright, perfect. And again, you can always click on the help if you are not sure about any particular feature on this page and just read out everything. This is also going to really help you understand each and every feature of this. Moving forward, the next thing that we're going to cover is the renaming records. This is again a very cool feature of NetSuite where you could just rename your record names. Like if you're not comfortable with the NetSuite terminologies, you just change the record name. Let me just quickly come back there. You go in Setup Company and here you have renamed records and transactions. I'll just click on that. And then I'll give you a little bit context why we do this. This is the page where you can just rename the transactions. Let's say a customer in NetSuite is called customer, but your client is comfortable with the terminology of, let's say they call them as clients. And if they want to see this term, in NetSuite you can just change the customer to clients. Let's say if you want to see vendors as suppliers in NetSuite, you can just select them as supplier. And this is very important. Like when you are implementing NetSuite for the first time, and if they have any legacy system and they are very familiar and comfortable with those terminologies, you can always use this in NetSuite as well. Like for this, for the ease of data entry and for the ease of the user comfort and experience. You can change all these different naming conventions. Like let's say a name for location right now is warehouses. I can change this to back to location. Let me save this and show you the impact. If I go in list relationships, you see I can see clients. Now rather than customer, I see clients because I renamed this record. You see, I don't see vendors over here. I see suppliers over here. Because I renamed the record. Well, depends. It really depends upon the requirement of the client. You need to first understand the requirement and then, check into NetSuite if there is any standard feature already available out of the box or not. If there is no standard feature available for that particular requirement, then that's a customization. Your first priority would be understanding the requirement from all different angles. Well, let's say, they might be asking for write checks actually, but their terminology is different. And you might be thinking that this is something that is not available. You have to first understand the GL implications, what they are actually looking for, and then see what is the best fit for it in NetSuite. There might be something already available. You might have to explore that. Again, as I mentioned that you have the help center I'll also be telling you some different options to see and evaluate our options before you classify that requirement as a customization. As a functional consultant, you need to first learn the standard features of NetSuite. That would allow you the ability to decide whether a new requirement that is coming from the customer is something that's achievable with the native features or with a workaround. And if not, then it is classified as a customization of where you develop everything right from the scratch. Again, it would vary upon case to case. You have to understand the requirement first and then give them the best solution or customization. But I know those are a standard customization. Any additional features, any additional transactions required under the tabs. Right. If it's not available out of the box, then it would be a customization. Alright. Any questions on the renaming records? This is fairly straightforward. If you need to change the name of your transaction, like let's say right now, I call my bills as vendor. I call my invoice as invoice, but let's say I want to call this as customer invoice. I can do that. There's I can able to see them the transactions as customer invoice. Absolutely. Let me save this. And if I go in transaction sales, you see customer invoices rather than invoice. Right. I can literally change the name of any type of transaction record or any type of entity record in NetSuite using the rename feature. Correct. I mean, as a consultant, you should be aware of this feature as well because it's a very petty or very small thing, but it's really, really helpful. In securing the user experience and, selling the change management to the new users. I mean, you should be aware of it. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.